Robert and Holly's happy ending on General Hospital came at Sasha and Cody's expense. Plus, let's talk about that fight. November 11 to 15. Holly and Robert flew off into the sunset this week on General Hospital, while the ish hit the fan regarding Drew and Willow's affair. Lucky continued to whine like a baby, and we still don't know what caused Sam's death last week. I speculated that Holly and Robert might find their way back together and finally become a family with Sasha. Or the Brit could take off to protect her true love and daughter from the danger she'd bring to them. It turns out both guesses were somewhat correct. Holly planned to leave to protect Robert and Sasha from the syndicate to which she owed money, but Robert decided to go with her. Many viewers loved their Casablanca ending, but Robert also said this would be a round-trip ticket, and they would return for Sasha's sake at some point. Well, I'm glad to see Robert and Holly get their happy ending. Sadly, it came at the expense of Cody and Sasha's love story, which many viewers were fans of. There must have been another way to give Robert and Holly their ending that didn't completely upend Sasha and Cody's romance. Plus, what was the point of revealing them as Sasha's parents, and then having them jet off and leave her behind? Also, if Anna's fears come true, and Robert returns home without Holly because she ran off to run another con, then it's a double slap in the face to Sasha and Cody fans. One aspect of this storyline's ending that I felt was moving was Diane and Robert's final conversation about their relationship. She told him she deserved someone who looked at her like he looked at Holly, to go after Holly, and that love is never wrong. Spot on. I felt for Diane in that moment, as she knew she would always come in second with Robert. Michael should probably stay away from the Brown Dog Bar, because every time he's there, trouble follows. This week, he blabbed to Jason about Willow and Drew's affair. Coming home high from his big congressional win, Drew was beaten to a pulp by Jason, and he, Nana, and Willow were clueless as to why. Well, Drew later assumed Jason knew about the kiss, but Jason knows a heck of a lot more. It was an epic beatdown, but it was over before it started. Oh, and so much for all of Drew's Navy SEAL skills. You know it would have been more satisfying than that fight, for the truth about all the affairs to have come out. Carly ran between Jason and Drew to get an answer as to why they fought, with neither of them giving her any details. That must have irked Carly. She seems the type of person who gets migraines when they don't know absolutely everything that is going on. And while I would normally have enjoyed Drew raking her over the coals for defending Jason, no matter what he does, he's in no position to judge and preach. Frankly, when Carly finds out Drew slept with Michael's wife, she'll probably punch Drew, and I actually wouldn't mind if that happened. In the aftermath of surviving the warehouse explosion, Sasha got checked out at the hospital, but refused x-rays when asked if there was a possibility she could be pregnant. Yeah, we knew this was coming. So why has there been no pregnancy test yet? And how long before Willow experiences morning sickness? One or both of these women are going to get pregnant, especially since nobody is admitting or exposing the affairs just yet. Of course, next week is Sam's funeral. And what's a soap funeral without something shocking being revealed? Thank you, Sonny, for telling that whiny crybaby Lucky to return to Africa if that's what he wants. Before Sonny spoke with him, Elizabeth was a total badass in reading him the riot act for taking the coward's way out and once again running from his responsibilities to Aiden. Seriously, I can't listen to Lucky say, "What's there for me to do in Port Charles?" One more frickin' time. I don't know, Lucky, maybe finally step up and be a father and get to know your son Isaiah. And Molly's moment came out of nowhere. They celebrated her birthday and discussed Little Women. Clearly, it was a chemistry test for these two, who were having a good time while TG vented to Trina about Molly being more distant than ever. However, Molly needs to back off and work on her relationship because Jordan deserves a good man like Isaiah. I'm already over Trina's new guy, Kay. It feels like they are just repeating her and Spencer's initial introduction, with them starting off on the wrong foot. Also, college athletes getting out of attending classes or even doing the work is such an outdated cliche. And don't get me started on Trina and her. My GPA is suffering because you aren't doing your part of the group project. They at least addressed that with her asking her professor for a new partner, but I'm sure we'll soon learn she's told no because they have to find an unreasonable way to keep her partnered with Kai. The whole thing gave me PSD. Seriously, group projects were the worst another week, and we still have no news on why and how Sam died. This is the longest autopsy ever. With her funeral next week, hopefully we'll finally get answers. I like the scene between Molly and Christina, in which the latter gave the former a touching birthday gift. They were back to being civil, at least for a moment. However, like many of you, I am tired of Christina's obsession with revenge. This will blow up in her face when it doesn't end how she wants it to. At this point, I think she's convinced herself that Ava actually pushed her. That's all my thoughts, opinions, and predictions for this week. As always, General Hospital viewers, chime in the comments below.